Hi guys and welcome. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about beards and where the line underneath should be. It's something a lot of guys struggle with. It's either too high, too low, unbalanced, and a lot of people really struggle knowing where it should be. First off, you need to decide what the length of your beard is going to be, and the length of the beard will dictate where the line is going to be. So if say for example the length of my beard where it's just above stubble, if I was going to put a line in, is going to be probably slightly higher than if I had a beard that was down to here. So if we're working off what I have at the moment and trying to accentuate my features, I know that it is here, and what we want to do is then go back in a straight line from there. So when I'm looking face on, if I put a clean line in, you shouldn't be able to see beard underneath straight on. So a lot of guys when they're at home and doing it will look straight on in the mirror and do it, but really you have to think about it from a profile view to get the right angle. So when you're doing it from home, it should be a line that comes straight back into here. So if I was then to come back from here, I know that that length in through there is where it should start. So if I look straight into the mirror, I know go straight back, that's where the tip of it should be. So what I can do from there is then look right, the little notch that would go into there, I know then that is the basis and the little mark there of where it should start. If it was to go lower, then from the side, that's going to give the illusion of it dropping down and giving the illusion of a double chin, which is obviously not what guys want to have. If you're then to look up in the mirror and just say, oh, okay, well, let's go there, and all of a sudden that's then too high, it sits and you've got this gap, and then there's a gap through there that then sits too high, and it looks more of like a drawn on, real sculpted beard that really not a lot of the people that I would tend to cut are that fond of. Once we've then got that first notch in, we then need to work out where the corners of the beard are going to be. And to do that, we need to first feel the face and work out where the edge of the jaw is. So I know from here, mine is right there. And the problem that a lot of people tend to do is they'll then try to match that. So they'll go up and then it sits very high on the face. So really what we need to do is it sits underneath that slightly to accentuate the jawline. So I know if I'm looking in the side here, that it needs to be a straight line, and it sits just underneath that. So I know from there is right about where the notch needs to go for the corner. So I then just put another one in through here, and we've got that. Obviously then we need to balance that up in through to the sides, make sure that this is nice and even, and then all this is a case of then just pressing the line in and joining up the dots. Obviously then we can clean off all of the rest of the hair that sits underneath. And then what we should do when we look straight on in the mirror, we shouldn't really be able to see any of the beard underneath. We should then see a nice strong corner in through here, so it sits really nice and masculine. Another option with that then, if the corner feels a little too strong, a little too graphic, what you can do is just gently soften that down so it sits slightly softer and slightly rounder. I would always lean towards putting the squareness in first and leaving a strong corner, so that then you don't eat too far into the face, which is a problem that a lot of guys tend to have as well. Now that's a line that you would have if you've got a smaller beard and a shorter beard like myself. Obviously you would use the same sort of principles if we had a longer beard, but they would sit in a different position. So say for example the beard was down here, I know for a fact it would still be going back in a straight line, but that position of where the straight line is going to be in a different place. So if we say the length was here and we went back in a straight line, that's going to sit more upon my Adam's apple right here. So that would be the basis for it, and where then we would then work out where the corner would be in relation to that. So it's going to be a little bit more lower in through there to be able to keep the density and the fullness, and for it to sit with a full beard. So that does change depending on the length of the beard, which is why then when people say, oh yeah, well the line, yeah, it's a finger depth above your Adam's apple or 2 finger depths above your Adam's apple, that's why it's very hard to trust what they're saying with that, because if I was to say put 2 fingers above my Adam's apple, then that's like almost on the edge of my chin. So it's a very bastardized version of it. What you want to think always is that it's going straight back and a line through there, and that'll really help you out. Join me back on my page, and I'm going to be talking through a few different ways of trimming the beards and little hints and tips that are going to be able to really help with maximising your beard and how it can look its best. So join me back. All the best.